Hey everyone, welcome back. So in the last video मैंने discuss किया था some distribution and all, and in the last post I discussed about some open API thing. It's very good actually, so I think you should know. So what is an API? Basically, API is nothing. It's just a path so you can access the servers and everything. Basically, it's just a URL. In short, in a very raw language. So suppose it's an Airbnb and he created an API and some random third party company which is ly.home is accessing his API to access all his data. So because why we need API in this term? There's you can there is a lot of you can say feature or characters that an API is using, but let's a very basic example here. The ly.home we can't give directly access to Airbnb servers and all this to ly.homes. So we create an API for this for third party product to we use our product. So basically that's why we are using an API just safely passing the data. It's just a raw use case. Okay. So these things are happening, but writing an app, but the API is the most important part for every service to be run where we need an API. Even for a single, you can single delete the grid or column, anything. You need an API for that. So, but writing in API is too much complicated. You have to write a documentation because without documentation, your API is nothing. You have to share a documentation to front end team, to the your managers, and all and all and all. You have to do it. It's mandate. Your proper structure, you have to follow each and proper structure, sir. Enterprise level. You have to test an API. You have to create a contract between front end and back end. Creating a contract means suppose you have to pass ID and that ID have a specific name user ID. Then from front end it also have to pass front end user ID. If it pass anything else, it will not work. So eventually you have to pass all this, and this is a lot of chaos if it happening. It's like you have to write it. Suppose by your own. There is a lot of things happening. You can. So here is an open API comes into action. So what is Open API? Open API is nothing. It's just a YAML or JSON file, you can say, and it create a proper sync between humans and computer. Means it's you can write a file and it's a proper readable format file that can read by any humans and it can read by the lab computers also in terms of their code formats. So how it has happened? Let's saw this in action because I can explain you in here, but I can't. I need to explain via code, I think. So you understand, like OpenAPI is nothing. It's just YAML file or JSON file configuration for the REST APIs. It's not for SOAP APIs, I think. I think it's only for the REST APIs, and yeah, it's very good. So it's nothing. It's just a file. It's nothing. It's a file that you only create by and do your OpenAPI configuration in your normal VS Code. So I will show you. This is an Open API file. This is Open API version launched in I think 2017. I don't know, maybe. And there is some info of the Open API, like our file, our API, like title and where version description. And this is servers. This is URL of servers. Basically, it's you can write description as production servers, sandbox servers. And this is path. Basically, what is path? Suppose you have to write an API or a transaction and you have to post a post request. Then you have to write all this response and then get, and you have to write schema. You can go to the component, you can create a component and then you can write schema, and then in schema this is your mongodb models, or you can say yeah, it's the mongodb model schemas. Okay. So suppose you have to see it like this is very raw. Any front-end developers or any junior developers, okay, I can't comment, okay, but they can't okay, I can't comment, okay, leave it. I think, I think, let I do one thing. Give me a moment. I do this thing so you will better see me too. Okay, so let's start. Suppose you have to see it in action. So let's go on our browser once again. I copied it. So this is basically you don't have to. learn it, or you can just Google it and you get the Swagger command. Basically, Swagger. Swagger is just long back launched. It's help to visualize the API. I think there are a lot of features it also have. It's also the OpenAI YML. It's initially built by Swagger itself, by Swagger team. I don't know the brief history, but yeah, it's okay. So let's run it on Swagger. Okay, control V, and then talk to the man. So this is our API looking at the UI wise. Okay, see, this is our normal info. This is thing. This we have two servers just properly in a good UI that you can share with anyone. You managers, you can share with your managers. Okay, see, this is the UI. They don't want to see the code, because in backend there's a lot of code, and in front end developers have lot of okay, you can see this, you can see this, now you can see this. Okay, you can see this is the API that I created for transacting the money, and this is the response, and this is get this is all the everything basically. This is the schema that you can see, so it make the work too much easier. Now you can share this with anyone, they can check it and they can leave it. Okay, but here is a cost, like all the developers saying, okay, we can share it with, I have no doubts. We can share, but how it make my work easier? Okay. So for that, you have to generate your own code. Basically, this is a command. This is OpenAI API generator CLI. You have to download it via npm I OpenAI generator CLI. Then this is a generate. This is the command predefined. Then it's a initiative, like from where it have to generate. So it's saying openapi.ml. We're like input, minus I means input. Then G, like which server it have to use. Suppose you have a Rust backend, Go backend, or Python backend. Here I am using Node.js Express server because my code title is written in Node.js server. Then in your output, which output folder did you want? Suppose this is my dot server. I'm using dot server, so I'm using dot server. Okay, so you can actually these are the basics. Okay, and now I have to go on new terminal because it will stop my old one. Just paste it. Here is nothing. See, the whole server is created. This is the main magic. Here you can see all your folders proper here, API, controllers, services, utils, and everything is there. Okay. So you can tweak it. It's not complete. You have to tweak it. You have to write your code and everything. But this is the best part, I can say. You do not have to write everything manually. You do not have to write each and everything from scratch. So it's like it's like a good one. So these are things. There are a lot of more in Open API. If you want to explore, you can explore, and that's it. This is maybe the new thing for you. Okay, continue watching at every weekend. Stay tuned.